Hey, what's going on YouTube? Will here from All Electric, back again with another video. Today we are taking a look at Ridel's EKO. That's one of their newest e-bikes and it's got some pretty awesome features. In this video I'm going to do a complete overview of the whole bike and my complete review after riding this for over 30 miles. Huge thank you goes out to Akrama Tool, Nikola Pro, and Drone Quote supporting this channel at the All Electric tier. Click the link down below and support this channel for as little as $1 a month. So overall build quality of this bike is pretty awesome and they use a lot of premium parts, but I will say they skimped on a couple items, and that would be the brake handles here. You can notice that they just feel cheap, and also these pedals. So what I love about this bike is the design. It looks like a regular bike. It's a single speed, and I just really like how it looks. Like, it just looks like a regular bike. But there's one thing that I wish they would have done differently, and that's these pedals. I really wish they would have done just straight black pedals. These shiny pedals really stick out on this all black sleek design that you see. Something else that I really like that they included with this is a front headlight and a rear brake light as well. Now the rear brake light isn't fixed to the bike. You can remove it or place it wherever you want. And the front headlight does screw in and secure to the frame. And I really like that you can easily turn those on and off manually. They don't automatically come on with the bike. So they're not as integrated as some other e-bikes that I have tested in the past. But I really like that safety feature that is included with this bike. Okay, let's go for a test ride. Now, it's a little hard to notice from this angle, but these tires are really thin, almost about the thickness of my finger. For me, riding the bike on these thinner tires, I'm about 200 pounds, and I had no issue as far as comfort goes. So just know with these thinner tires, you're probably gonna feel a few more bumps, although during my testing, I didn't really feel any additional bumps than I would have. And I tested this on some sidewalks, some roads. Now, obviously, if you hit a pothole with these tires, you might, depending on how fast you're going and how big the pothole is, you might bend the rim. But during my testing, I didn't notice any issues with this size tire. So included with this bike also are disc brakes. And I will say, when I was assembling this bike does require some assembly when you get it, like putting on the front tire and putting on the handlebars. The rear brake, which is typically on the right hand side, is on the left hand side here. So I did have to swap those around, so that was from the factory. Hopefully they did fix that, as this is one of the early builds for one of these bikes, so that's definitely a manufacturing issue that you guys probably won't experience, but I did want to be open and honest with you guys, as that's something that I did run into. But super easy fix, like under a minute to fix that issue just by swapping these cables out on the brake levers. So also included is a really durable kickstand, which I really like, and I've seen before on a lot of heavier e-bikes. Now, one of my most favorite features about this bike is it's so light. So if you live in an apartment or something like that where you need to carry your bike upstairs on a regular basis every time you use it, this is going to be the bike for you because it is so light. And a part of that has to do with what I mentioned before, is the smaller tires and how sleek this design is. Like, the battery is right here in the frame, but again, this looks just like a regular single speed bike. They did such a great job with the design, and I really can't stress that enough. One of the other great things about this bike is the torque sensor. Most of the other e-bikes I've tested have a cadence sensor, meaning once you pedal around, that's when the electric motor kicks in. Whereas this bike here, once you press down on the pedal, it's able to recognize the force moving down, and then it starts the electric motor. So you get a lot quicker start. So from 0, you're gonna get started a lot faster, whereas a regular e-bike, that cadence sensor typically takes a second or so to kick in, whereas this torque sensor is almost instant. Another thing that's nice about this bike long term is the single speed construction of this bike. So you're gonna have very limited maintenance, but you also have limited options with the single speed. So if you live in a really hilly area, even though you typically wouldn't go for a single speed, this might be the bike for you because this electric motor can easily get you up the hill even though you only have a single speed. Now, unlike some of the other e-bikes I've tested, there is no throttle on this bike, which I did find myself missing a little bit, but at the same time, I was okay with it. Because of this torque sensor, it made it really easy just to slowly pedal and the electric motor would kick in. There are 5 different speed settings as well, so if you want more electric assist, then you can just crank that up to the level 5 and you're gonna get the maximum level assist. So if you live in a really hilly area, keep that on level 5 and you're gonna be cruising up the hills without breaking a sweat. So going over the handlebars, on the right handlebar, there is a very nice bell, which is a great safety feature to include with this bike. And on the left side, you have your screen where you can control the speed and turn on the electric powertrain. Now, I do want to say with the screen here on the handlebars, it easily scratches. You can see in this video here that it actually scratched on me. I thought there was a screen protector over that, and I used my fingernail, so that's just my fingernail scratching that screen. Not a huge issue because I don't think that that screen is going to come in contact with many things, it being up on the handlebars, but just something to keep in mind. Charging this e-bike is really easy, but not as easy as some of the other e-bikes I have tested. The battery in this e-bike is fixed inside this frame here. So to charge it, you need to remove this cover and then plug it in with the provided charger. So just know that you're gonna need to have this bike at a location where you can charge it. Unlike some of the other e-bikes where you could take the battery out of the bike and carry it, let's say, inside your office with you, that's not gonna be an option with this e-bike. Again, not really a deal breaker for me taking the battery out because I really just love the design. When I showed this bike to a couple of my friends, they didn't realize that it was an e-bike, and I think that has to do with the great design, like I said previously. So I'm okay with sacrificing the ability to take the battery in and out because of the beautiful way that this bike ended up looking, and it looks just like a traditional bike. Now, what's great about this light e-bike design, if you run out of juice or forget to plug this in, it can operate just like a regular bike, a regular single speed bike. Now, you don't need to have the electric pedal assist turn on, which is great because most e-bikes, like my other e-bike that I use on a regular basis, it's really heavy. So when the battery dies on that, it's really hard to pedal. But when I tried this out with the whole bike turned off, it felt like a normal bike. It didn't feel any different than a regular single speed bike, which is really nice, and that has to do with the design and how light this bike actually is. Overall, this is a great e-bike. If you're looking for something that's single speed, low maintenance overall, this is going to be the bike for you. But if you have to do any sort of off-roading on your e-bike, this is not the bike for you. Like I said before, these tires are super thin, so any sort of off-road is not going to be an option with this e-bike. But if you have a short commute or even a long commute that is strictly on pavement, then this is going to be a great option for you. If you guys are interested in purchasing one of these bikes, I'm going to have a link down below in the description. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Share this video with a friend and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, I will see you guys in the next one.